As you guys know, TiE Southern California was the second oldest chapter after the TiE Silicon Valley. And at that time, it was really fostering entrepreneurship. My company, I was one of the mentees, and I was the product of the TiE mentorship, guidance, getting my business plan right, being slapped around for charging too little fees for my services and everything. So at that time, it was very vibrant. And then all the connections I made from there and the other companies that made, they became really successful. But it sort of became like who you knew, and those are the people who were really working with you. The new entrepreneurs, if they didn't know the people who were the successful charter members who could get you stuff, they couldn't get it. So it became more about connections, more about education, trying to get connections. And what we would do is we would get new people. If somebody came and said, I want to meet this person, we would engage with them, get them connected. Then we never followed up. So we tried to bring this back as the charter membership engagement started going down. The chapter became more about networking and just, basically connections. Then in 2014, when I was TiECon chair, I tried to bring back something called open mic pitch. And what we did is we invited our charter members who were successful to be judges. And we saw an energy spike at that time. The new companies were interested. We also did a mentor table. Like at lunchtime, we had a mentor and we had the people around them sit down, sign up for that. And those became very successful. And then we followed up with that company, and we had a very good young entrepreneur who really helped us through. And he's sitting in Dubai right now helping Zayed. His name is Brian Frankel. So he followed up along with us on what the mentors were doing, what the companies were doing. And then we found that there were more and more companies who were interested in doing this. Now, then the money, it comes about, we are a nonprofit organization. How do we do something that's non-fiduciary? Where we don't, where we can really make it happen. So at that time, we started looking at other companies. There was Vistage in Southern California for CEOs. And then there was EvoNexus, which was a nonprofit incubator. So we started our next incubator called TiE SoCal Labs, a little bit sort of on the same, designed on the same principles as EvoNexus. So what we gave them was basically that it was a nonprofit, so nobody who was part of the executive committee was supposed to invest in that company. But they were helping, they could become board members, but they were not investing in the company. So then the profit sharing came out of it. So then they were more dedicated to everybody. The second thing that we did is we went through a lot of companies and we selected quality over quantity. And so out of 23 companies, whoever applied, we went for quality over quantity. And after that, we gave them space, and we also gave them, instead of 3 to 5 months of incubation, we started helping them for a year of incubation. And then we started making a CEO forum for them where they would all discuss, and other people would come, other charter members would come. And we found that this program people really started liking. The charter members were really gearing up to come up to there. So it increased our charter member engagement. So here, this is how the program starts. So the program starts that first it's a startup pitch competition that people stand up, that sign up for. And then out of all the companies, we have a deadline, and people then they're selected based on a predefined criteria. That's on the second page I'll show. The goal of the program is to leverage our TiE charter member network, angel funding, and accelerate the success of incubated companies by utilizing and energizing the 5 pillars that we already have defined in TiE. And then we get these companies to expose them to new investors and to showcase their ideas. So this is second year. Our first year, we selected 6 companies out of 25, and Nitin Rai was there along with others to help us select those. And we just had in late March a cohort 2. Spring 2008, we selected 5 companies out of 28 for incubation and mentoring. So the companies are evaluated on the basis of their maturity, how long have they been in business, who they have in their team, what is their business value proposition, what is their uniqueness, and what is the potential to benefit from TiE and TiE Mentor Circle. Because if suppose, some of the things that Kiran was saying is that that if they had something that we couldn't help with, we had to get somebody outside help. Then it was not really a TiE incubation, it was another program, and then we would lose connection with that company. So our incubation infrastructure consists of education, that is getting the ideas off the ground, get them concept and business plan refinement, the pitch development, defining a niche. Then mentorship is through business development, through our TiE network, business development. The connections really work because we have a very, very wide TiE network in Southern California, it being like Los Angeles, Santa Barbara, San Diego, Orange County. So we work with other chapters on this also. And we basically leverage them and introduce them to potential co-founders and board members who can give them pedigree. You know, a lot of entrepreneurs are really good, but they don't have any background, or they cannot say that I've done this before. But if we get them a mentor who can provide them a pedigree, the company becomes more interesting to the investors. Then we provide them with we give them some space, finance, legal advice, corporate development, everything else, we put it all together for them. And in general, people don't want space, but if they do, we invest in it. And then we also position the firm for angel and Series A funding. So we have partnerships at TiE SoCal. We have set up partnerships with venture capitalists, with the other incubators like at Cedar Sinai for healthcare companies, Caltech for virtual reality companies, real estate construction companies in order for them to take interns and mentorship for construction companies. So we've been building up partnerships where people can take these companies and help them become successful. And then once they have practiced the funding, their pitch decks, we showcase their decks in conferences, they participate in investor startup competitions, and then we go. So once they have done that, we help them get that funding. So at this time, our TiE SoCal Labs Committee this year is for the cohort 2, because we're planning to do another cohort in August, and it is just the 5 of us. But we found that most of the CMs are very, very interested, and they're part of the mentor circle. They want to invest in these companies. So we're trying to work with Nitin and others to make TiE angels who would be able to invest into this. It was started by a cohort 1 last year was Neeraj Bhavani, Mangesh Mahajan, and Shankar. And Nitin was there to help us judge and get more companies at that time. So this year, 1 second before I go there, so TiE cohort 1, what we found the quick wins were that they really enjoyed 6 companies who were selected. They got some quick wins, and they were very pleased with that incubation. It was a virtual incubation. We did not give any space to them. They got one-on-one guidance on creating their term sheets, their niches, the refinement of offerings. Mentors became board members in their companies, as well as these guys became better once they talked to each other about their problems and concerns together. Just meeting 6 of the companies meeting and meeting with other charter members, they found that they were able to get practical guidance and resolve problems. They got exposure to multiple angel groups, like we have Tech Coast Angels, Pasadena Angels, we have Expert Dojo, we have Hollywood, Bollywood, Hollywood Portfolio. So all these angels are there, and they are really willing to take companies. So depending upon the kind of companies, we partner with them. And these companies then become our charter member. So it's a win-win situation. It's because they get to get good companies, and we get to get good charter members. And then we connect, so we also connected them with, there's some funds that are available to minority, because a lot of them are Indian entrepreneurs. And there are some funds available to women entrepreneurs. So we connect with them to get alternative funding options. And they also participate in other, Caltech Entrepreneur Forum with other startups and others. So we define them a whole path so that they can go and do that. So one company last year made it to TiE Top 100. So this year we've selected these 5 companies: Hepatic, Muzak, FloodSense, Utify, and SpaceEasy. They're in they are really in different sectors. Hepatic is healthcare, and they have a liver, they detect portal hypertension through just looking at the data that's already available. So it's really successful. They have some customers already, but they need to go to the next level to be able to do that. So we feel that that would be a quick win. Muzak is a company that there would be the best combination for the promoter and the artist for the bands. And it's a company basically that is for if you want to have a band at your party, if you have to have a band at your event like that, this is like connecting artists and the people who book these things. And there's a demo on it if you guys want to see it later. Flood Angels is it is about water leakage, but it can be used for both liquid and gas flow, and we had a demonstration by the guy, so that, if you have a big leak in your house, then there is a master switch, and the others, you just put 2 sensors that cost only like $35 each, and once you close the master sensor, then everything just stops. There's no leakage in the house, and you can wait till the plumber comes back. So those sort of things, as well as Utify is about mental health. It's a social enhancement platform for millennials. Basically, it's an open marketplace where people can anonymously talk about the mental problems that most of our millennials are facing at this time. And then they can make their own groups and go out and connect with it. It's a really nice social platform. And then the other one is Space Easy. It's basically connect with professionals to design your space. And so these companies, we thought, have been in business for some time, and they except for Muzak, and they can really, really benefit from our help. There are other companies that we help just with mentorship, or they're very, very early stage. So our next steps are, we have to identify and allocate appropriate mentors for each company. We need to assist them to refine their niche and offerings, build their term sheets. We will connect them to board members. We identify other pre-accelerator and accelerator events to send them to, so that they can practice the pitching. There's like, in LA, as you know, there are like 2 accelerator and pre-accelerator events every week. So we try to get a lot of them, and we'll expose them to kind of investors. And next startup competition is in October, November. Thank you.